What are your craziest high school stories? I had this crazy-ass math teacher in 10th grade. I'm talking crazy like this dude seemed like he was on meth half the time. Anyway, once he's pissed off cuz we keep talking and he's telling us to shut up, but we don't, so he grabs one of the students' desk and smashes it on the ground. After a couple minutes, he punches the glass on the classroom door and breaks it. This guy's hand is bleeding like crazy, and one of the students gives him a box of tissues. And I kid you not, he continues teaching normally, as if nothing happened at all. Blood is dripping everything, and there's glass everywhere, and he doesn't care at all. BTW, this was in the Middle East, not America. A kid at my school decided to bring his own cable modem and router to school with Ethernet cables so he could get ultra-fast internet. He was kind of enough to also bring a 5-port gigabit Ethernet switch with Ethernet adapters so other people could connect to it. He left it in the basement where no one really goes and wired cables all around the school to most classes. At the end of the year, he took it home. I'd give out high school because everyone at my school is chill, but middle school had some wild stories. Someone I was kind of friends with tried to OD in class, and when I told my teacher we needed to get him help, my teacher said he was just acting up. He was passed out laying on top of a table with his head hanging off. Because he had in fact been acting up before, because he was loopy as shit. He ended up not coming to school for over a month after. I got a talking to about the fact that I was mad my friend didn't get help until admin came in and got the nurse. And I wasn't even told if he was okay, meaning for all I knew he was dead. Also, his dad was a teacher at the school, which makes it even more insane that my teacher didn't care when his dad was the department chair, and often worked with kids who were behind in my class period. A kid's dad also got murdered by a couple people at the local high school last March. He was trying to protect his son from them because his son hadn't paid enough for weed or something. I'd the specifics. They ended up beating the dad to death while the kid ran. There were also things like kids' underwear found in the chorus teacher's room. He ended up retiring 2 weeks after that in the middle of second quarter. Multiple other pedo teachers other than him. Multiple fights each day, etc. There was actually one day towards the end of 8th grade last May where there were 3 fights going on in one area of the school simultaneously, resulting in teachers boarding the doors to the cafeteria to keep everyone inside there, boarding the gym as well, and closing all of the giant metal doors that the school has until the cops got there. Because admin and our very surprisingly kinda cool SRO couldn't break the fights up. This wasn't the only time the cops were called. They also closed the bathrooms down for a while, resulting in multiple kids pissing themselves, some of which were on the bus. When they eventually opened the bathrooms again, they required to sign out sheets, one online and one physical, at a table outside of the only open bathroom. That was monitored by 2 admin at all times, resulting in a line of 20+ kids waiting in a line to go to the bathroom, because they only let 2 kids in each bathroom at a time. This meant some kids were out of class for nearly an entire class period to go to the bathroom, but they also didn't do anything about multiple girls getting sexually harassed and assaulted by the same kid. So that's another thing they did. I don't actually have an extended story for this one. TL. Drive. My middle school was a fucking nightmare, and I'm happy I'm out of there. They treated the kids like animals, not human beings, and nothing was done by anyone about it. Oh boy, here we go. Here are just some of the things that have happened at my high school. Keep in mind that my town is no more than 4,000 people. A high school guy lured little boys into the bathroom to teach them how to, touch themselves. During a home basketball game, another guy in high school brought a gun to school. It was in his car. It never left his car. Some guys were suspicious of one guy sending pics to younger girls, so they catfished him into sending pics, and they beat him up when he did send stuff. I could go on and on. My school is wild. When I was 14, I was bored at home and knew my mom had mushrooms lying around the house. I had never tried them before, but I had taken a couple pills and smoked before, so I thought I'd be fine. I took way more than you're meant to and thought it would be a fun day at home. Mom called me and said I had to go into school or I'd be in so much trouble. They hadn't kicked in yet, so I took an Uber to school and was ready for a relatively normal day. Around lunchtime, the tables started moving and shit. My friend's face was made of colorful triangles, and I was shitting bricks. I only had one period left of school, but when I tell you that felt like days. My classmate kept asking what the fuck was wrong with me, and why I kept freezing randomly definitely didn't help me. My teacher was literal rainbows, and I kept seeing some fully black figure in the corner with clocks all around me. As soon as school finished, I sprinted to a random field and called my mom to pick me up. To this day, nobody knows but me and my mom. Horrible first experience. There was a lot. Rumors of some students having sex after school. School shooting threats, hate crimes, but the one thing that I want to talk about is when the devious licks trend started to happen. It was the start of the 2021-22 school year, and everything was pretty fine until September when the dumbest of kids thought it was cool to vandalize the bathrooms, specifically the boys' bathrooms. I think a couple of the girls' bathrooms got vandalized, but not nearly as bad as the boys'. Soap dispensers and toilet paper holders were missing, mirrors above the sink were gone, and in one of them the stall door was ripped out. It was so bad that they only had one of the boys' bathrooms open all year. Our homeroom period was second period, so during announcements, one of the guys, usually the same one, would volunteer to go and check which of the 4 boys' bathrooms were open, because one day the bathroom that's open can be the one at the far end of campus or the one right in the middle. Sometimes none of us guys in second period would go to the bathroom, so we just had to make the guess on our own when we eventually had to end up going. It would sometimes take us 10 to 15 minutes to just walk around campus, check which bathroom was the one open, and then go back to class. It was ridiculous. So back in my freshman year of high school, I'm a senior now. I was in my math class, and we had a sub that day, and she specifically told us to behave because she was having blood pressure issues or something, and she didn't want to be stressed out. Well, maybe in our class, this one dude in my class bet me $15 to jump out of the classroom window. So I did. Needless to say, there was a bunch of broken glass outside the window, and my substitute teacher proceeded to cuss me out in front of the entire class, telling me she just finished explaining her blood pressure issues, and I was sent to the office. Well, the vice principal thought it was so funny that she only gave me today in school suspension. I then forever gained the name Window Washer. So my Christian-ass school had something called fucking Column Day, and it low-key kinda fun. Me and the boys would just get churros or some shit until we passed out. Anyway, halfway through the fucking school day, the PA goes off, and this crusty MF says the disco is now on. Sounding like she was Buddha jump off the roof, but me and my friends check it out, and at first it was the lamest shit ever. My homeroom teacher literally asked if I wanted to boogie it down, but once the fucking year 9s got in there, that shit was fucking poppin'. My school's entire system put on fucking Fane, and the entire party became a fucking mosh pit war ground. I mean, this one teacher fully body a kid while crowd surfing. Long story short, the school shut it down, and those motherfuckers legit banned that shit from happening again. One of the band teachers got arrested. This happened before I got into high school, but I've heard what happened. So, the former band teacher put cameras in the girls' locker room in the gym. That teacher got fired and arrested. One of my friend's sister had to testify against him. There are still some pictures of him in the old yearbooks. I think that guy is either still in jail, prison from what I've heard, or is on parole. Not 100% sure. Luckily, nothing like this has happened since then. This was the only massive incident that I know of. So many. My school is overpopulation with freshmen. We had a fire alarm go off a week, 'cause of vaping. Drug dogs came and found weed in the ceiling. I think I know the kid who did it, but different story. LOL. On April Fool's Day, there was a bomb threat. We get one a month, but this one came with a package at the school, I think. We waited outside for like an hour. Theater teacher got cancer, left. New sub got drunk on a school trip, got fired. Maybe just rumors. Is back this year, different position. Pervert teacher. I have a rapper teacher who kinda sucks at his job teaching health, but is great at actually reaching troubled kids. His actual rapper name is Maximilian. Please look him up. I love him so much. Stolen sink, stolen toilet, one or the other stolen plant. From one of my favorite teachers, and the plant had some tragic backstory, where the teacher was given it by her dead grandma, or something. It was actually really sad. Oh my god. I forgot this one. A girl physically fought our officer at our school and got arrested. Actually was a really nice girl. I miss her sad face. Oh, a girl brought her baby to meet her kids a couple times. People loved that though. Very shocking seeing a random baby in the hallway. What else? Ankle monitor girl. She was fun. She also left her vape or semp on her desk one day while the teacher was next to her and got mad at the teacher for taking it. Fun times, fun times. This all happened just in the last 3 years, and it really makes my school seem like a horrible place, but it's actually pretty chill. Good teachers, good people. I have so fucking manion where a guy was done his work, talking to his friends and his feet on the table. Teacher said, "Hey name, can you get your feet off the table?" He said, "Why do I have to?" "Because it's extremely disrespectful." "How is it disrespectful? I'm just here find my work trying to talk to my fucking boys in peace." She got mad for him swearing, and they got in a full-blown argument. Eventually he gave up and took his feet down. All was normal for a few minutes, and then he out of nowhere slammed his feet back up as loud and hard as he could. It was the funniest shit to see. Teacher just gave up fighting. Then a few minutes later, the year head came in to take him out, and there was a time in car maintenance when we had to go round a few teachers, get their keys, then check their car for stuff. The teacher, me, and my partner God was a teacher everyone hated. Me and my partner were joking about putting the keys in and driving away. That's when this exchange student was passing, came up and started playing along. He sat in the car pretending to drive as a joke, then asked for the keys. I thought he'd just pretend to put them in, but this madman puts them in and turns it. I'm fully convinced he would've drove it for real if a teacher didn't catch him and get him suspended. Another time a teacher didn't show up, so the loud and annoying but still somehow popular group started fucking around. Everyone else was also fucking around, but not to this extent. They were out of their seats, running around, playing soccer in class. Then we heard the distinct sound of our teacher high-heeled footsteps. Everyone panicked and sat back down, except for one. He was too far away from his seat to run back, so he opened the door of a cabinet, somehow squeezed himself in, and shut the door. I don't know what he was thinking. Teacher suspected nothing, apologized for being late, and started class as normal. I sit beside someone else in this friend group, so I quickly told him to get out his phone, text his friend, and think of a plan. We quickly thought of the plan to wait out class and him to get out 5 minutes after class ends, since it was break then. Class went on as normal. Then 5 minutes later, we heard laughter. The stupid idiot was watching Instagram reels and laughed at a post. Teacher walked over, opened the cabinet, and without the teacher saying a word, he just slowly climbed out and apologized. He got in no trouble whatsoever for this. Finally, I was in technical graphics, which is basically a graphic design class. Not many was in that day, and I'm terrible at this class, so even more than normal I'd be a target. I tried my best doing a logo or some shit, then this weirdo of a teacher starts parkouring on the empty desks, bolting towards me. It was terrifying. When he landed, he picked up my pencil, saw it wasn't the exact right shade, then said it was utter shit, picked up the rest of my equipment, then threw them at full force across the classroom. It's a big classroom, and I sit at the back. The psycho then made me go and pick it all up myself. I was gonna go and report him, but I found out why he was acting like that the same class. When a while later, he started parkouring again towards me, but it actually wasn't towards me, it was towards the door. Then when he was gone, everyone was confused obviously. Then a minute later, I looked out the window and saw him escorting his pregnant wife to his car. Clearly she was due. He was bringing her in to quickly be able to take her to the hospital if necessary. He was on edge about her going into labor at any moment, lashed out at me. Then her water broke. Even though it's still bad what he done, he had enough on his plate with a new baby and a whole year of absolute shithead students to manage. He's also the year head. I'm sharing on behalf of my child. Polls respond about what you think about this crazy story. One time, my daughter Stephanie, during high school, who had a math class at 12 a.m. on the first floor. Second floor in the high school was gym and lunch, plus a few clubs and science class. My daughter thought math class was really boring sitting during the lecture, but she was really craving McDonald's fries, like a bunch of them plus maybe 10 nuggets, and a mini M&M McFlurry. She went way too far. What she did was she drove her bike to school, and the school locks it outside, but students have to use a coin any type to unlock it, and they get the coin back next time you lock it back up. So Stephanie had a window open while teacher was going out the hall to talk to another student, and she just ran to the bike and put in a penny. She literally placed a McDonald's order on the rewards app using my credit card. I found out when I received my bank statement. She literally biked to McDonald's with Google Maps on her phone and just sat inside, wearing headphones, watching YouTube Brainrot and eating her meal. When she biked back to school, she locked her bike back just by pulling a lever, got her penny, and went back through the window. When the teacher and students saw my daughter walk through the window, and I received my bank statement and a call for a suspicious charge from Chase Bank, I got the call because they know I rarely eat fast food, and they thought it was weird I suddenly got a charge for fast food, so they called me concerned for my well-being. Stephanie got in huge trouble. At school, she got 10 days of both lunch and after-school detention, which lunch detention no phones or doing homework. Just sitting around silently, no talking nor even eating anything except drinking water, and the best thing you could do is either scrape gum or sit silently. She chose to sit silently. After-school detention is just paying janitor real cash, like around $10 from each student out of their own pockets, and doing their job plus scraping gum, and has to give janitor a free day. And when my daughter Stephanie got home, I took her phone away for a month plus no hanging out with any friends, and I broke her bike and never repaired it, nor did I buy a new one, plus I removed my credit card on her McDonald's app and used her earned McCrewards points to get myself a Big Mac. Didn't taste good, BTW, no Big Mac sauce and way too much pickles, so yeah, she learned her lesson, plus I learned my own lesson, lol. Never trust McDonald's if you want an actually good burger. Stephanie never did this type of issue in school again. All because she wanted some freaking McDonald's and wasn't patient enough to ask for it after school. So stupid and pointless. BTW, the school later changed the bike locking rule and made it so that only after school, a specific person with a key, like a security guard just standing outside after school, could unlock the bikes. Plus, windows were removed from all classrooms and bathrooms. Only time you had a window was during lunch in the cafeteria, and even during that, lunch monitors were watching at all times.